Hi, everybody. Technology is being a little bit of a bitch today. Um, so I tried to log on to my streaming company that kind of redistributes the stream, and they're overwhelmed, and the web page isn't even coming up. I can't even log on. Then I was like, well, okay, I get more eyeballs on Facebook, so maybe I should go to Facebook and just directly and just tell the YouTube people, sorry, you have to go to Facebook. Well, guess what? I can't access Facebook either. So we're back on YouTube. So enjoy, and I'm going to try to route everybody over. And I apologize for the back and forth.
This is the age of electronic push-button controls. From large industrial marvels to the smallest pocket calculator, electronic microcircuitry makes things happen with the speed of light, quietly and reliably. 16mm sound projectors are still in the pre-electronic age, like this outdated adding machine. Mechanically complicated, inefficient, difficult to service. For instance, most popular automatic threading projectors leave much to be desired when film jams in their involved threading mechanisms. They're not so simple to use or trouble-free when film must be unthreaded to correct a jam or when removed mid-reel. Many times, film is further damaged by this excessive handling. Some projectors still use difficult-to-service and cumbersome designs that haven't been changed in years. These old-fashioned spring belts, for example, are exposed, easy to damage, and potentially hazardous. Even slot loaders present problems, with your film bearing the brunt of it. The fact is that up to now, all 16mm sound projectors have been just about the same. But now, with today's technology for today's needs, 16mm projection enters the space age with the viewlex System 16 touch button projector. With totally new electronic control for ease of operation, for consistently reliable performance, for more effective communication, each feature is user-oriented, engineered to satisfy user preferences. Touch button operation, total remote control, all modular design, automatic and manual film threading, crisp, brilliant pictures with lifelike, room-filling sound. viewlex System 16. Simply touch a button. System 16 is energized. Control console illuminated. Independent cooling system in operation. Touch forward. Each button light brightens when activated. Then the gentle, reliable automatic System 16 takes over. The System 16 offers unparalleled versatility with touch button and slider controls at the projector or at any distance away from it. This compact remote control duplicates the projector console in the palm of your hand. We call it Command Pack. System 16 is the only projector that offers total remote operation from anywhere you choose. Just plug in Command Pack, then power on. Forward. Lamp on. Even stop on frame and reverse. Touch once to change direction, another touch to run. Everything the electronic way, without damage to film or projector. Let's continue. Press forward on the projector console. By simply touching the jog button for stop on frame, motion freezes. You can study and discuss specific scenes. The image on the screen always remains in focus. Discuss for as long as you like. Jog for detailed frame-by-frame analysis, in forward or reverse. Just touch and hold for automatic scanning at 1/4 normal projector speed. Fleeting details are magnificently revealed under the scrutiny of jog. And stop on frame. And when you're ready to continue, touch forward again. Even sound volume can be controlled via command pack. Many other exclusive features make System 16 the only years ahead 16mm projector. The safe threader has no moving parts, never requires adjustment. Its operation is foolproof. Just release the lock and push it in. Touch for power and start. The safe threader guides the leader through the projector. Then the threader is moved completely out of the film path so that film contact points are kept to a minimum. And to remove the film at any time, even in mid-reel, simply slide out the safe threader. The swing-out lens gate and uncluttered film path make unthreading a snap. The film is so readily accessible, there's no danger of damage due to its mishandling, even when removing film from the sprockets. There's less film wear in a clean projector, so easy access makes routine cleaning much simpler. With System 16, it's not necessary to remove parts, as it is with some slot-loading projectors. If you choose to thread manually, it only takes a few moments. An extra long aperture plate and guide rails position the film accurately and conveniently. The oversized threading guides are permanently outlined on the projector and easy to follow. And spring-loaded sprocket shoes lock into position securely. Rack and pinion lens focusing is precise and rapid. And a convenient lens lock assures constant focus. For reduced film wear, System 16 is the projector with the least number of film contact points, just 8, while the number of contact points on other projectors ranges from 14 for an Aki to 18 for a Bell & Howell. We call it feather touch film handling. This poorly made masking tape splice shows how System 16's design permits trouble-free operation. Here we're cutting off 4 perforations to demonstrate how System 16's 3-tooth shuttle and automatic loop restorer will ease most damaged film through the projector without having to stop. Tape splices, staple splices, torn perforations, all are easily handled. The automatic loop restorer works quickly and positively. The System 16 rewinds film at high speed without changing reel positions. Flip up the quick rewind lever and press the reverse button. Nothing touches rapidly moving and vulnerable film surfaces. With in-path rewinding on slot-loading projectors, fast-moving film is exposed to the internal projector mechanism and is subject to damage. An energy-saving 200-watt tungsten halogen lamp provides whiter and brighter light with lower operating cost. The lamp is completely accessible, easy to replace. By simply pushing a button, up to 4 times the rated lamp life may be obtained. For extra film and projector protection, the cooling system uses a separate motor that operates constantly when the projector is switched on. Viewlex offers numerous important extras. Many unique features make System 16 more useful and convenient. Fingertip sliding tone and volume controls, a separate microphone input, and an independent microphone volume control. Using a microphone in combination with Command Pack's remote control is perfect for individualized film narration. You have a choice of sound or silent speeds. The change is effected electronically by changing the speed of the drive motor. No belt shifting, no complications. An external speaker jack. A geared tilt control operates rapidly and won't slip. And storage space within the projector for an 800-foot reel. There's a System 16 for anywhere in the world. Models ranging from 100 to 240 volts, 50 and 60 hertz. Here's the inside story of System 16's superiority through modularity. 12 modules, each crafted for high reliability. The viewlex System 16 puts them all together for superior performance and takes them all apart for superior serviceability. We call it AccuBlock, System 16's unequaled 100% modular construction. Easy to service, with minimum downtime, and at low cost. After individual parts are checked carefully for quality and conformity to specifications, they are assembled into a module. Each module is then thoroughly tested as a functioning unit. This is AccuBlock dependability. For AccuBlock serviceability, all modules are easy to replace. Here, the color-coded wires of the power processor are unplugged after 4 screws are removed. The replacement module takes only minutes to install. This is the rugged 20-watt amplifier and electronic control module. Its integrated solid-state flat-pack circuitry replaces 70% of the noisy mechanical parts of non-System 16 projectors. All connections and circuit boards quickly unplug. A screwdriver is the only tool required to replace any electronic module. This is the master board, the electronic heart of the projector. With competitive projectors, the film shuttle mechanism is the most time-consuming and expensive to service. Here's why. To repair this critical area in a Bell & Howell, this is the disassembly required. However, with System 16, just replace the projection module. It takes less than 10 minutes. Remove 4 screws. Disengage the motor drive belt and unplug 4 wires. The projection module is then lifted out of the projector. It includes the entire intermittent film drive mechanism. For example, here's the three-tooth shuttle. The removed projection module may be serviced by your own technician. However, to benefit from System 16's minimum out-of-service time feature, a module kit will supply a working module for immediate replacement. The inoperative one is then returned to viewlex for exchange with a factory fresh replacement at once, so that your module kit inventory remains constant and always ready for use. It all adds up. With AccuBlock modular design, the viewlex System 16 does more, does it better, and does it for longer. With touch button operation with total remote control, with all its unique and useful features, this 16mm projector of the future, ready for today's communications needs, is right in the palm of your hand. Try it.
That is a sexy 16mm projector, that's for sure. Hi everybody, I'm Skip Alzheimer. Thanks for bearing with me with all the insane technical problems. Essentially, it looks like my restreaming company. So what I do is I stream from my computer to a restreaming company that sends it to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And I was having problems logging on to the company, and I just saw a message that said that they are getting a denial of service attack, which is great. And so I can't stream to both. So I was like, well, I'll go to Facebook because I oftentimes have more people on Facebook than I do YouTube. No offense, but that's just the way it is. But then I couldn't access YouTube. Like it wasn't accepting the stream for whatever reason. And so I jumped back onto YouTube after telling everyone to go to Facebook. So thanks, guys, for bearing with all the juggling back and forth. If you don't know, I collect old 16mm educational films. And I collect some projectors. I don't... Wow, do I have a viewlex? No, I have a Graflex. Maybe it's a... Or is it Telex? Anyways, there were a bunch of projectors that came out by different companies. So Bell & Howell, Ikey, Kodak, of course. And then there was Graflex, which was a Singer. Singer, the sewing machine makers, actually kind of made a projector. And Viewlex, I can't remember who made that. And then there was, of course, foreign producers like Pathé and things like that. But my projector of choice is an Elmo, is the Ikey SSL. It's a slot load, which means that you can very quickly thread the film through and start it. It will stop if it loses its loop pretty significantly, which is why I like it, because then I can manually just move it through the bad patch and not damage the film. Not like the Bell & Howell autoloaders, which will just shred film. So anyways, I have been doing this for lunch. This is coming up. This is the start of the third week that we've been doing this, and this is an opportunity for me to share films with you, give you a distraction to keep you from reading the news for lunch, and to show some of my stuff. I delight in showing these films and putting eyeballs on these films, and the comments are really sweet. So thank you so much for sharing those comments. I've been trying to show a food-related thing every weekday to coincide with lunch, and so hopefully somebody's having what is in this next film. Enjoy.
Get a world away from the everyday with new Swanson International Dinners. German, Chinese, Italian, Mexican style.
They take you away from the everyday to a world where the food makes you want to stay.
Those real sensational
International
frozen dinners from
Swanson.
German style, a generous helping of sauerbraten, spätzles, and Bavarian cabbage. Chinese style, chicken chow mein and fried shrimp. Italian style, lasagna with meat and cheese, tortoni pudding. Mexican style, with a beef enchilada and tamales in the fiesta meaty sauce. Get a world away from the everyday with
these real sensational
International
frozen dinners from Swanson.
Ladies, one reason you can always trust a Swanson frozen dinner, it rounds the hungry edge of appetite nobly well. Or as some of my more blunt brethren might say, it satisfies. A case in point, Swanson's turkey dinner. First the entree, prized poultry, expressed in succulent slices of white and dark meat, mantled in rich brown gravy and tastefully enhanced with Pepperidge Farm dressing. And now behold the glorified super-whipped potatoes, richly regaled in butter. In the next neighborly compartment, a plentiful portion of peas, also bathed in butter sauce. And to complete our royal repast, a tantalizing extra, tangy sweet cranberry sauce. Aha, you say, but aren't there others? None that even remotely approaches this. So take my word for it, ladies. Trust Swanson.
I was getting all caught up watching the delicious footage of the fork going into the prepared heated TV dinner. I don't know why I got sucked right in, so I'm sorry for that little break. Yeah, so TV dinners, man. I remember as a kid that would be the go-to, especially when we had a babysitter. My parents would get a TV dinners, and they would the babysitter would heat them up. This is before microwaves, and so then we would eat them. And I remember in particular, this was a long time ago, back in the 70s when I was living in Ohio, outside of Dayton. We had ravioli, and I think it had thawed and then refrozen, and when they cooked it, I had the worst food poisoning. It was so bad. And then my babysitter also got it, so we both knew that it was the frozen ravioli that was the culprit. It made us both really sick. I was barfing in a trash can as a little kid. Good times, good times. All right, lots of stuff to watch today. This next film is a promotional film, and it's animated. We're trying to have at least one food-related thing, and maybe try to put an animated thing in every day to kind of keep our eyeballs excited. This one is a promotional film made by Jam Handy, and it is a fairy tale, or is it? This is Coach for Cinderella.
Now, here's a theme that never grows cold, always dear to young and old, the sweetest story ever told, a coach for Cinderella.
When our countryside lay deep in snow, and the angry wind would howl and blow, and the food in our pantry was running low, who helped us then? Who eased our woe?
Cinderella, we should know.
Now listen, men, she needs us now. The prince has asked her to his ball, but she can't make a courtly bow because she has no coach at all.
No coach at all?
No coach at all. To make her happiness complete, we'll make a gown of silvery with crystal slippers for her feet and the finest coach in all the land. Are you with me, men?
Yes!
No! Yes! Be off, my men!
I suppose you've heard about that huzzy Mrs. Webb spider. No, but I'm listening. Well, far be it from me to gossip, but it seems that only last night, Mr. Webb spider... No, yes.
Sacrament, what's the matter? Lazy, get to work. Who's the next? Stop, Johnny, you're tickling.
One big for Cinderella.
Heads up down there.
How many? The bluebirds fly in circles wide, weaving their way from side to side, forming the drapes that help provide the gown for Cinderella. I borrowed from my
Thanks to the Fox Motor Company in Bozeman, Montana, for donating the jalopy that will be raffling off on Jalopy Night on October 1st. That was a weird film in that it's... I got that on eBay, and it had that thing tacked on the end, but it was actually printed on. So somebody took that film and made a print of it, and then I got the print, and yeah, really kind of strange. I'm not really sure who did that, but that happens a lot. And actually what I'm noticing is on eBay and on some of the collector sites that I'm on, that's happening in Italy. There's a company, well, I don't know if they're doing it now, but they were actually shooting off of Blu-ray, off of a monitor, and making new color prints off of cartoons and some shorts that are in public domain or in kind of a gray area. And so they're actually making new film prints from Blu-rays, which supposedly have restorations or are in better shape than what's being distributed. And people don't mind. They're actually buying them. I think they're called Marco prints. It's fascinating. And I have seen some animations, especially some that are particularly controversial or kind of race cartoons that people are making new prints of, and also of intermission snipes. So people are still making new film that can be bought on eBay and paying a premium for it too. I've done that a couple of times with some snipes that I thought were particularly good, but most of the stuff I buy is old and stinky and scratched and faded, and so I'm happy to present them to folks like you. So what do we got coming up here? Oh yeah, this is great. This is French, and it's one of these wonderful films that I think it might have won an Academy Award, or at least was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Foreign Short. This is called One-Eyed Men Are Kings. Enjoy. Ignore that. All right, so I'm looking this film up on the internet. It was nominated. Oh no, it actually won an Oscar for Best Subject, Short Subject. It wasn't foreign, but yeah, 1975. Wow, there you go. Great film. And I've done shows in the past where I've shown Oscar-winning shorts, and there's been some great stuff. Some filmmakers went on to do bigger projects, and some of them, this was it. This was the last thing they did before they started directing commercials. Anyhow, what time is it? I got started late, so I apologize for that. But this next film is a safety film, fire safety. So here is Heroine of the Week.
Well, Bill, you were the news trib looking for a story, eh?
I'll say. I've been assigned to our Hero of the Week feature.
And you want me to pick you a hero.
Well, you know how it goes. The paper makes an award each week to the citizen who's performed the greatest act of heroism. Who's your candidate this week?
I've got a heroine to nominate this week.
A heroine. That's great.
Well, she's a little heroine. She's only 12 years old.
Well, I'll take her name. What is it?
June Blakey. Lives on Center Avenue.
12 years old. What did she do, rescue 14 burly firemen?
June was in the fire on Cherry Avenue, the Thompson home, day before yesterday.
I saw the report on that fire. Nothing to get excited about. Nobody killed, not much damage. What you trying to do the kid a favor?
June Blakey saved 3 lives, probably more. She prevented a fire from getting out of control. And that's pretty good for a youngster.
Gee, we seem to have missed that angle. How did she do it?
Well, now, here's the whole story. June was babysitting that afternoon at the Thompsons. Mrs. Thompson left about 4 p.m. after giving June the telephone number where she could be reached. June was taking care of 5-year-old Junior, who was in the living room. And the Thompsons' 8-month-old baby, who was sleeping upstairs. But nobody seems to have taken care of the Thompsons' 15-year-old refrigerator, which was laboring away in the kitchen. It wasn't long before June smelled smoke coming from the kitchen, and she immediately realized something was wrong. She sent the boy scurrying outside. On the way to save the baby, she closed the kitchen door. With the baby safe in her arms, she stopped just long enough to call the fire department. The number had been placed by the telephone. She did a nice job, spoke calmly and clearly, and gave the right address. Then she got out, but she had the presence of mind to close the front door behind her. June waited at the curb until our boys got there. Then she showed them the house and told them where the fire was. Her presence of mind and quick thinking had saved 3 lives, including her own. That was the most important thing, of course, but she'd saved the Thompsons and us a lot of trouble. Thanks to June's prompt action, we got there while the fire was still small. And we were able to stop it with a few squirts from an extinguisher.
Quite a story. But are you sure a fire that small could have been serious?
Those kids were in grave danger, Bill. A few minutes more, and the fumes from that fire could have killed all 3, even the baby upstairs. June's a heroine, all right.
I guess you're right. But where do they learn that stuff? In school?
She learned it in school, but you remember, Mrs. Thompson had left instructions as well.
It would be a good idea if every parent did that.
Right. It'll pay off every time.
One more question. What's this girl's address?
45 Center Avenue.
Going out there? You bet. You've just got yourself a heroine of the week.
Yeah, that reporter was a jerk. It's like, what? A heroine? Okay, sure. What, 12-year-old? Really? No. What? A small fire? Nah, what's the big deal? Man, what a jerk. It's hilarious. It's like, just listen to what the fire chief has to say and just go with it. Anyways, there's a short little fire safety film for babysitters, actually, and for parents. I have a couple of films that were made for babysitters about different aspects of child care and child safety and being safe. At some point, maybe I'll pull one. There's one called To a Babysitter. Haven't transferred that one yet, but we'll see. Thanks, everybody, for joining me for this. If you like what you saw, there's ways to support us. You can donate on Patreon. You can go to avgeeks.com, buy DVDs. I'm working on a new store so that you can buy directly from the AV Geeks site versus going to another site, which is charging me money, even when I don't sell stuff. So I hope to roll that out soon because I have a lot of free time here at the house. AV Geeks is still chugging away. I have one assistant, Kayshawn Finch, who is awesome, and he is working away there. I figured if I was going to keep myself safe and him safe, if I was the one working in the archive, then he couldn't work. So I was like, you know what? He does more work than me, and he needs a job. So I'll let him work there, and I'll work from home, and we kind of do stuff virtually where I have him hook up hard drives and things like that. And surprisingly, looking at the North Carolina stay-at-home executive orders by the governor, we are a media service, and so we're actually an essential service. It's kind of strange. It says specifically film, video, media services. That's kind of a stretch, but because we are so small and we're working out of the archive, which is a house, we don't really have contact with anybody. People are shipping us stuff, or people are leaving things for us, and there's no personal contact. So I feel pretty good about we're not spreading things and still doing work. So I appreciate you guys checking in with us and spending time with us. It means a great deal to have you watching this and commenting. It's really kind of fun. And you guys have been finding out stuff that I didn't know. Like, I learned about a new instrument, and that's pretty great. So, that being said, you guys love me. Well, you don't love me, but you like me and you trust me, right? You're not going to be seriously mad at me because of this next film, right? I know this next film is hard. One of the things I like to collect, besides films about venereal disease, are really bad or scary or creepy Christian films. And this next film was a Christian TV show called Sunshine Factory. And it is horrible. It's so bad. It is, but I love it. And I actually have been actively trying to find other episodes of it because it is singing and dancing and scripture. And it looks like the main character is kind of a Godspell reject. And the best part of this is there is a villain, and the villain is played by Jim J. Bullock. Jim J. Bullock from Too Close for Comfort. This is before he broke big with Too Close for Comfort. He's sporting a beard and being very evil. It's so great for just that. There's puppets in it. I don't think there's mimes in it, but I don't know. The main character, it could be a mime. So, sorry. But this is an 80s film or video, and it's transferred to film. So here it is. It's Obedience. And I'm just going to go ahead and say, I'm sorry and you're welcome. So enjoy Obedience.
It's gonna be happy, it's gonna be great. I gotta hurry, don't wanna be late. I can learn to be the best that I can possibly be. Where? Down at the Sunshine Factory. The place isn't fancy, it's not very wide.
Well, this is the list of rules I want you all to follow when you help me here in the shop.
But we already know that. Why didn't you get up on the wall?
Sometimes we forget.
Always move friendly, keep receipt, tag repair items, record sales and ledger, check with PJ if you don't know us. Rules. It's all so complicated. I mean, you can't turn around without some sign telling you what to do. Yeah.
Well, now, wait a minute. Do be nice.
We are, PJ. We try to do everything you say.
Well, then, do be nice and don't complain so much.
But it's hard, PJ. If you're not thinking every minute, you're bound to do something or not do something that's against some rule. I mean, just us rules to follow.
Well-
And please don't say, do be nice.
Yeah, well, it's, Saved by the Bell. Hello? If you broke it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break it, we'll fix it. If you like it broken and then fixed, we'll fix it. PJ's Fix-It Shop.
Is this a recording?
No, this is PJ.
Well, I have a complaint about your service.
Oh. Well, explain it and I'll fix it.
Well, I was in the other day and I was treated very rudely.
I don't remember your voice.
You didn't wait on me. It was one of those short people you have working for you. If you expect to get my broken business again, you'd better give them what for.
Now, you be careful how you talk about my friend.
Well, you be careful about how you treat your customers, dearie, if you want them to come back.
Well...
Aren't I just too much? Oh, Ernie, you are so devilish. From now on, PJ will be extra strict with those little people. Those kids will get so sick of his rules that they'll come over to my side. I don't have any rules. Life is so simple to me and so bad.
Who was that? Yeah.
An unhappy customer. Says he was treated rudely here the other day. Sounds to me like we need that do be nice caution.
You mean there's more to do be nice than meets the ear? With PJ, there's always more than the eye. Yeah. Can I pull the whistle so we can go to the factory?
Yeah, go on, Jeff. Let's all go. Now, let's see if we have all the letters we need to find out what do be nice means.
That's not the right spelling for B. B only has one E. That's right.
Oh, well, it only has one E for you. It has two E's for me.
Sometimes I worry about you, PJ.
Don't worry about me. Let's put all of our attention into finding out what it means.
Okay. Eyes. Eyes. How about
Eyes.
bean? No. Done. How about
I see done.
What would it be? That's not it. Not it?
No, try again.
O-B-D.
Ob.
O-B. Let's see. O-B-D-N. How about obedience?
Obedience.
Obedience? What an awful word. Yeah. I think I would go home. Me too.
Why?
Obedience isn't any fun at all.
Yeah, but a lot of good things come from it.
Like what?
Well, like this factory. You like the factory, don't you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Obedience is like oil to the machinery. Helps things run smoothly. God has given us a lot of rules to live by.
Like the golden rule?
Yeah, that's a good example, the golden rule. When we obey God's rules, we can live happier lives.
I guess.
And when we don't obey God's rules, well, that's when the trouble begins.
Once there lived a man named Jonah, and the word of the Lord came to Jonah, saying, Go to the city of Nineveh and preach in it, for its wickedness offends me. But Jonah didn't want to do it. So he fled before the face of the Lord, and he found a ship that was bound in the opposite direction from Nineveh. He paid his passage, and he went below in order to escape the presence of the Lord. Thinking that he had hidden from the Lord, Jonah went to sleep. And while he slept, the Lord sent a great wind out on the sea, and a mighty tempest arose, and the ship was in danger of being wrecked. The sailors were afraid, and so they prayed to their pagan gods to quiet the storm, but it did no good. They began to throw cargo over the side so that the ship would not sink, and then they went below to awaken Jonah. They decided that they would draw straws to see just who had caused this evil storm. And sure enough, the lot fell to Jonah. The sailors asked Jonah what he had done to bring this storm upon all of them, and Jonah admitted that he worshipped the one true God of heaven, but that he had disobeyed God's command. The sailors asked Jonah what they should do in order that the ship not sink, and Jonah told them to throw him overboard, but the sailors wouldn't do it. The waves grew higher and higher. Realizing they had no choice, the sailors took Jonah and threw him into the sea, and when they did, the sea returned to normal. But Jonah still had a problem. Would he be able to hold his breath long enough? Would he obey God? What would happen to Jonah? The Lord had made ready a great fish to save Jonah. So, upon God's command, Jonah was swallowed up and was inside the belly of the fish for the next 3 days and 3 nights. During this time, Jonah prayed to the Lord, and at last, the Lord spoke to the fish, and it placed Jonah on dry land. Then, the word of the Lord came to Jonah for the second time, saying, "Go to Nineveh and preach there as I tell you." So Jonah, having learned his lesson, obeyed God and did just that.
Turn again. Turn.
Romar, what are you doing?
Turn. I'm getting someone to obey what I say. My little robot friend does everything I tell him to do.
Oh, you're feeling left out, not appreciated. Is that it?
Everyone tells me what to do. Now it's my turn to tell someone what to do.
Why?
It makes me feel good. It makes me feel powerful when someone does what I tell them to do.
Romar, you're confused. That's not what obedience is all about. I don't ask you to do things for me just because it makes me feel good to give out commands. I ask you to do things because it's good for all of us.
Oh, is there something you need me to do?
No, not right now. You go on and play.
Let me know when you seek my help. Turn. Turn again. Turn.
It's rough, 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 rough. A dog's life is rough. It really gets old to do what you're told. Believe me, a dog's life is rough. I jump when I'm told to jump. I catch when I'm told to catch. I hear a command and I understand, but sometimes I just gotta scratch. Arr, it's rough, 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 rough. A dog's life is rough. It really gets old to do what you're told. Believe me, a dog's life is rough. I stay when I'm told to stay. I sit when I'm told to sit. I stand on one leg whenever I beg, but whenever I itch, I itch. Yeah, most of the time I obey. But sometimes I get my way. Whenever I scratch and holler, they must buy me a new flea collar. No, I do what I'm told to do. Like fetch when I'm told to fetch. They think I don't know, so they order me so. I feel like a miserable wretch. This dog's life is rough, and just when I've had enough, my master comes by, and I can see in his eye, he loves me. He just wants the best for me. Thanks for the dog biscuits.
Boy, all I ever hear is, please, Nicole, do be nice, and do what I say.
Yeah, that's what I hear all the time. Do this, do that, don't do this.
Don't do that. I wish there was a place where I made up the rules.
Well, I wish there was a place where there were no rules at all.
Oh, you do you?
Yeah, we only wish the impossible.
That's not so impossible. What do you imagine?
Well, I imagine that I'm in the Old West, where there were no rules.
And what about you?
I imagine I'm the Queen of England. I make up all the rules.
All right, let's just see how that would go. Close your eyes and start imagining. Now, Nicole, you're the Queen of England, and you have a lot to do.
Your Majesty, I'm your Chancellor, and I have a list of the duties you must fulfill today.
I'm Queen, am I not?
Yes, Your Highness.
Then I can decide what I must do and what I must not do.
That is true, but we have chaos in the land, and we need your advice to give order to our lives.
Very well, then. I will make some rules.
We have need for a great many rules.
How many?
Oh, at least 500, Your Majesty, and they'll all have to be done tonight.
Tonight? I'd have to stay up all night to make 500 rules.
Well, that's the price of being queen and in charge.
Oh, well, it should not be too hard. I've wanted to do this all my life. What's first?
We need to know what the royal food is to be. Then everybody will be required to eat only what you eat. It will make life simpler.
Food, that's easy. Hamburgers without onions and French fries with plenty of salt.
And the royal drink, Your Highness.
Grape drink. Ah, this queen stuff is easy. More, give me more. I love making rules.
All right, now, Michael, here's your imagination. You're in the Wild West where there are no rules.
What'll you have?
Give me a milk on the rocks. And put real rocks in it.
Wouldn't you like something stronger? Maybe with sugar in it?
No rule here says I have to. Is there?
No rule at all. Do what you like.
Hey, how come there aren't more people here?
We have trouble keeping people here. Gunfights. And when it's not gunfights, you know, they're off to the hospital with broken bones. Always fighting, lots of fights.
Doesn't look like there's anyone here to fight with. Howdy, partner. Well, howdy right back to you. You seem like a friendly sort. Sure am. I just got here. Me too. Care to have a milk on the rocks? No rule here says I have to. Is there? Nope. No rule at all. Then thanks. I will. Hey, bartender, give my friend here a milk on the rocks.
No rule says I have to, and you can't make me.
Hey, this is my imagination, and I can have what I want.
Wrong. This is my imagination, and I can have what I want.
Hold on. I thought this was my imagination. Now we all can't have our own way.
You're right. We'll have it my way.
It's Black Boot! The meanest gunfighter in the best.
Well, it seems to be getting a little wild out there in the Old West where there's no rules. But on the other hand, it might be fun getting to make up the rules. I wonder, how long do you think you'd like to make up the rules? An hour? A day? Always? Let's see.
Hungry.
But you've just had your hamburger and fries with gravy.
I'm not hungry for that anymore.
But you just made a rule that that was the only food to be served.
Well, I've changed my mind.
Rule 379 states that a royal rule can never be changed.
I'm tired.
But it's only 4 a.m. and you still have over 150 rules to make.
I'm too tired.
But all 500 rules must be done tonight. Rule 93 specifically states that all 500 rules must be done in the first 6 hours of a new queen's reign.
Who made that rule?
Why, you did just 10 minutes ago.
Why would I make a rule like that?
Maybe you wanted to fill in some space. 500 rules is an awful lot to think up. And it's not easy being in charge of the rules.
I'm finding that out. I want out. I'm tired of my imaginings. Do away with me. I will not make another rule. This imagination has come to an end.
You! Who are you?
I'm just me, Clint.
Well, Clint, get out.
No! You can't do that. He's my friend. He's my only friend here.
Tough. If I say get out, get out.
Well, I say he stay.
Yeah?
Yeah. Don't fight over me. I'll just leave quietly. Well, I don't want him to tell me what to do.
Draw.
Draw!
You heard me. I said draw, and I don't mean pictures.
Well, I'm not going to do what you say. I'm going to do what I say. And I say you get lost.
I'll shoot you, boy.
Oh, really?
You're supposed to fall down.
Why? Didn't you forget something? There ain't no rules here. Not even the rule of action and reaction. Why, I'm surprised the law of gravity still exists.
Shucks. Fall again.
Hey, where's my friend Clint?
No rule said he had to stay around, even if you did help him out of trouble. And no rule says I have to stay around either.
It's rather dangerous and lonely without rules. I guess it's time to stop imagining.
Well, how was your imagination?
It was unruly.
My imagination ran a little too wild.
Yeah, I can see why rules are necessary, and I'm glad I don't have to make them. Boy, I wish I could go to a place where I made up the rules. Well, or better yet, where there were no rules.
Boy, has he got a lot to learn.
Hey, what have you got there?
Oh, my lunch money.
Looks like more than one day's lunch money to me.
Oh, it is. I've been saving it.
Why? Didn't your mother give you that money to buy your lunch?
Yes, but I went to buy a beautiful white kitten in the window.
Oh, why not buy some candy? You do like candy now, don't you?
Oh, yes.
Then why not go ahead and buy some? After all, you saved the money. But what about doing what's right? Your mother gave you that money to buy your lunch.
Yes.
Well, then you're not obeying her. And if you're not going to obey her, then why not go ahead and go all the way? Oh, go ahead. You'll enjoy it. But don't you think that having you healthy is better than any present you could buy?
I never thought of it like that.
Then don't think of it.
I think PJ's right. I'm going to do what my mother says. I'm going to have a big, healthy lunch today.
You'll be sorry.
I don't think so.
Obey your parents.
Hello, I'm Jeff Clucky. And I'm Lisa Torres. And this is 60 Seconds. In the next 60 seconds, we will delve into the events and news stories which have been so much a part of your life. Jonah was a man who ran away from God's instructions Today, through a special satellite relay, we are able to ask Jonah a few direct questions which have been bothering mankind for ages.
Jonah?
Yes, sir?
Is it all right if I call you Jonah?
That's what everybody knows me by.
Well, could you tell me how you felt being in that fish for 3 days and nights?
Oh, besides the smell, I was very lonely. Gave me plenty of time to pray and think about what I had done. You know, I think that's what God had in mind all along. Oh, me. You know, if given enough time and a little slap on the wrist, man will come to his senses and realize that God has his best interest at heart. You know, we really should do what he wants us to.
It seems unbelievable that a man, after knowing what God wants you to do, would turn his back on God and tell him no.
It's not so uncommon, really. I mean, people have been doing it for years. Adam and Eve were the first to disobey God, and I certainly was not the last. No, you see, the Bible tells us what God wants us to do. And yet a lot of people go on saying no to God, whether he whispers in your ear or sends you a letter. I mean, you still know what he wants you to do.
Thank you, Jonah.
I'm Lisa Torres.
And I'm Jeff Clucky.
Hoping you live the good news.
Step into the sunshine, get out of the shade. This is the one time that you've got it made, and you can feel yourself smiling way down to your shoes. Step into the sunshine, find the great good news. Lord have mercy on the long-lost child. He wants to come home, but the world's gone wild. Looking all around for a way to begin. Open the window, let the light pour in. Open up the window, let the light pour in. I said, step into the sunshine, get out of the shade. This is the one time that you have got it made, and you can feel yourself smiling way down to your shoes. Step into the sunshine, find the great good news. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la, and you can feel yourself smiling way down to your shoes. Step into the sunshine, find the great good news.
Goodbye.
Here, PJ, I don't think we need these a bit
Well, I'll keep them in the drawer just in case. Everybody be sure and come back.
And we'll remember, PJ, to please do be nice.
Goodbye.
Woo! I'm glad we all shared that together. It is it's a fascinating thing. I have another episode of that, and I can't remember what the title is, what the topic is, and then I have another Christian puppet show, excuse me, which is even worse. Which I don't even know if I would show you because it's really tedious. This has at least these segments where it keeps shifting, and they have TV effects and things like that at least give you something to watch. Plus, Jim J. Bullock, come on. That guy is so great. There's a great documentary about him. I don't know what his status is. He was HIV positive, but he was so great in everything that he did. Wonderfully flamboyant, and I don't know. Anyways, thanks everybody for coming out and watching this lunch show. I'm going to actually try to download this and then upload it to Facebook so people can watch it on Facebook, because the numbers were much lower and people didn't get notifications and things like that. So that's what I'm going to do. But tomorrow, join me tomorrow. I will strive to have it streaming on both Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, if everybody cooperates. Otherwise, I might just go back to YouTube again. But thanks again. If you like what you saw, you can support us by telling more people about what we do, sharing the things that we have archived. You can donate on Patreon, which some of you have done, and thank you for that. You can go to AV Geeks and buy DVDs, or you can just watch more stuff. The idea is just to get more eyeballs on it and to celebrate our common cultural history through weird and interesting 16mm films. So thank you again for coming out and supporting what we do, and I will see you tomorrow.